Welcome back to the Stars Podcast. I'm your host, Rahul. Today, we'll be stepping back away from the games and looking at a bigger picture question. What is this World Cup actually telling us? And with us today, we have Avi and Saktesh. As you can
Cold.
see, it's a bit cold in the studio today
Except
for
here,
a few of
apparently
us.
it's quite warm here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm feeling summerish at the
Summerish.
moment. Summer World Cup.
Yes. So how are you guys doing? All good?
Okay, all good. How are you?
Good, good.
Not too bad.
Right. So let's dive right into it, right? So the group stage is done.
Hmm.
48 teams, round of 32 that we've never actually seen before, actually. And a tournament that genuinely felt a bit different this time. So, what do you guys take on it? Did FIFA make a right decision with the 48 teams or...
I think it's like an inevitable decision. As it grows, you're going to want more teams to compete, and already we are seeing so many new things when the World Cup is going to the US, especially with your hydration breaks. 3 countries hosting the World Cup, teams, all the issues aside, I think having more teams the World Cup is like the last thing to be concerned about. I think it's a good thing. It means more games for people to go and watch, which means more fans get to live their dreams. So it's hard to find a downside. You get more chances for teams to fight for a place in the knockout stage. So yeah, I really have no issues with more teams competing in the World Cup. But I don't know if you want to expand more than this though. After more than this, then it doesn't feel like there's something to qualify or fight for already at that point. If there's too many teams.
Kind of an overkill to have.
Yeah.
I was told that they're planning to have 64 in the next edition. And I'm like, no, 48 is just enough. Just perfect. I mean, changes do come. Football, you will have lots of changes happening. Even the last Euros also, you had now you have 24 teams playing. First they were against it, but now they're celebrating it. They feel like it's the right move. So the same thing with this World Cup, 48 teams, a lot of question marks were there in terms of the quality of the opposition, how the games are going to be, and so on. The first match week, we saw a lot of good games, and we have seen the teams who are making their debut producing really good performances. And one standout to me is Cape Verde. They had one keeper who decided to produce a masterclass, and then you had in the second game they held another team and they scored 2 goals. They showed players. They had players who had the potential to be world beaters as well, so they exhibited that. And I think with 48 teams you have diversity, you have a lot of stories to throw around, to read about, to know. And for some people it's also like a geography lesson as well, because a lot of nations are taking part. For example, people didn't know that Curaçao was actually an island, Cape Verde was actually an island, this kind of stuff. And now people are getting to know what Uzbekistan is all about. In the past, we know it's a landlocked nation, but now people are talking about Tashkent, the players, how the vibe is there, and so on. So I think in that sense, when you have lots of teams competing, you will learn a lot and you will see a different side of football.
It's visibility, you
Exactly.
get to really put out your whole country on the world stage. And it's not just that, you have fans people I know who have never watched football, or yet alone a ball being kicked around, are watching World Cup matches now, or granted maybe the highlights, or people in the US are going to bars and watching World Cup because everyone else is watching it. So yeah, you just have more teams, gives more smaller teams chances to enter the World Cup and compete. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with it.
And clubs also looking at other talents as well. They can scout players not just from prominent nations, but they realize that, oh wow, this country has this player, we can sign him, that kind of thing. For example, Abdul Qadir Kosanov, he was just a regular kid playing in his backyard in Uzbekistan, then played youth football in Uzbekistan, suddenly went to lawns, and that's where his career kick started. So those kind of narratives would be the ones that we should look at, celebrate, and that would only happen if you have more teams taking part in a tournament.
So I'll give you a hypothetical situation, right? Both of you are on the voting committee in the FIFA boardroom, and you're voting on whether you want to keep the 48 teams for 2030. Do you keep it or do you suggest changes?
Keep it.
Keep it. Yeah.
Don't increase it. Keep it.
Kept off at that, yeah.
I think there are other things that we should vote on instead of that.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. Alright, so let's move on to the next question. The next generation of footballers. You mentioned how the World Cup, there are young stars coming up who we've never actually heard of before, right? So in a bigger tournament, I guess, also includes more teams, more chances for people we've never seen or heard or to make a name for themselves. So who has surprised you? You mentioned one name earlier. Are there anyone else?
I think for me is I was looking forward and I'm still enjoying watching him is Lamine Yamal. Like it's one of the best names to say, to be honest. But yeah, he's to me exciting. Some may say he's overhyped, but I feel like the hype is deserved. Yes, there are elements of overhypeness, but it comes with reason. I feel I like watching him, and I liked when he that day he scored his first World Cup goal. Second youngest scorer in the World Cup after Pele. I mean Pele's stats are always funny, so you don't know when he scored his first goal.
Oh, when he's 17.
I'm sure you asked Pele, he said 5, but you never know.
No lah.
But
rest in peace.
but Lamine Yamal, yeah, to me he's one of the exciting ones to watch. Brazil also has a few youngsters coming up. I think Endrick is one of them. A few other players.
You mentioned about Endrick.
I think Brazil is Avi knows Brazil.
The one name that I think has been playing quite regularly, if you ask me now, is Ryan, the Bournemouth winger. So there are lots of question marks about his inclusion. Like, why is he starting games? I think he played against against Scotland. It's a 3-0 win. Why? Many question why Endrick didn't play instead of him. Why Endrick didn't play, but he played.
Yeah.
So I understand why Ancelotti picked him, because he's got good work rate. He tracks back often, and he's very direct with the way he plays the game. So in that sense, I think the moment he wanted directness to get the goals, and people like Ryan helps others shine. Vinicius has had a very good tournament. 4 goals. People question whether he could make an impact. Looks like he is the man for Brazil at the moment.
But I think in a way he's also kind of taking away the spotlight from the youngsters, because he's being in the spotlight.
Right.
Well deserved though.
Yeah. So Ryan is allowing that to happen, allowing these players to play. One player that has actually impressed me is Morocco's midfielder Ayub Bouadi, 18 years old, played 2 consistent games, if you ask me, and he's like the midfield general. Usually midfield generals are 25 and above. I remember that in the past we used to watch players like Paul Scholes, Steven Gerrard. After 23 we see their full potential, how they
it's unheard. Like last time, young players 19, you're like, what?
Yeah, exactly. But Ayub has done so well, and he's one of the players that I've enjoyed watching so far in this tournament lah.
Anyone you think is overhyped?
I wouldn't be able to say anyone that's overhyped.
I wouldn't say.
Depends who you ask though. It's like who you ask whether this player is overhyped.
I mean, like you mentioned, some people say Lamine Yamal is
overhyped. Some. I mean, a lot of players people would say, but to me, I wouldn't.
Oh no, Lamine is class lah. Yeah. I mean, even the second game also when he scored the goal, he wasn't playing to his fullest potential because he's coming back from an injury.
True.
So imagine when he plays at his 100%. Oh my God, he's going to kill teams. He's good. Yeah, I mean, people will say he's arrogant with his pre-match talks and all that, but that's him. That fires him, and he shows it on the pitch, and he's Spencer's main player. So yeah, I wouldn't say he's overhyped lah. I wouldn't say he's overhyped.
The hype is deserved lah.
He deserves the hype lah. And if you ask me any players are overhyped, I don't think so lah. No lah. I don't see it that way so far in this tournament.
Yeah, I think we agree on that.
So far no. Even the top players have started scoring goals. Vinicius 4, Mbappe 4, Messi 5, Ronaldo 2,
yeah, if
Haaland
those big
4.
Players didn't score for 1-2 games.
Yes, then we'll say they're overhyped.
For the World Cup, maybe,
yeah.
Okay, so now let's shift focus to Japan, right? Every tournament, people say they're not going to get past the group stage, they're not going to do this, they're not going to do that. They've been made fools all the time. Japan keeps proving us wrong any chance they get, basically. So, what are your opinions on that?
All I can say is you cannot underestimate this Japanese team.
Yeah.
They may not have Wataru Endo, they may not have Kaoru Mitoma, they may not have another player.
Minamino also.
Takumi
Minamino. They were injured before the World Cup.
Yes, before the World Cup. All these top players for them. Yet they're able to produce good performances. Why? Tactics.
Yeah. We love surprises and Japan are just pulling it off.
Yeah, organization. That's why everybody keeps saying they're surprising the world. Surprising. No, it was coming.
But I mean, I think it's in a way a surprise because 2-2 against Netherlands, it was a bit of a surprise.
Can I be honest? I thought they should have beaten Netherlands.
Really?
Yep.
I think it was a good result. But yeah.
Because you know why? When they scored the second goal, I felt they could have gone for the kill. But they did not. They have that potential. Before they played Netherlands, many people say Netherlands are going to be the favourites. I'm like, no. Japan has what it takes to beat them. They can beat top teams. Because they have the resources and they have a coach that is able to use those resources properly. Moriyasu, people do not like his game style, but When it comes to tournament football, you need those kind of coaches. At the end of the day, tournament football, you can entertain the masses, but the one that counts the most is the trophy there, World Cup. So that is how he's building this team. And I'm not surprised with what they're doing so far. Crushing Tunisia was good. And
4-0 against Tunisia.
4-0 against Tunisia. And then, holding. They came back, actually, not holding. They came back and they could have looked for a winner, but they decided, it's okay. It's just the group stages. So they're able to manage their game very well. So I'm not surprised at all. I'm not surprised. This team cannot be underestimated. So whoever takes them on in the next round, they know they're going to take on a team that's capable of winning a World Cup. Yep.
So if they hypothetically they do make a deep run into this tournament, what do you think that means for Asian football in general?
I mean, biased because we are in Asia, but it comes to World Cup, I think I will support like even South Korea, even though I was supporting up till that point. We are from Asia, so we're gonna have a bit of biasness to root for it, but I think it goes like, it's not about borders anymore. You find a reason to support a team. I have nothing to do with Japan, but I'm going to support them because they're from Asia. So many people I know that support Brazil have nothing to do with Brazil, but they fell in love with Brazil back then. The same love that you can have for one team should not translate to hate for another team. Like, I love Brazil but I hate England. Find a reason to like England and support them. I don't think it's going to come home, but I still support England up to that point. Same thing with Japan. Like, it means for Asian football is you have Japan and South Korea, these teams are making it to the World Cup. Root for them, but see what we can do ourselves. But at the same time, just root for them. Like, there's no reason not to. Yeah.
For me, it's a lesson for every Asian team. Every Asian team. You know why? Because Japan has a plan. So they constructed a 100-year plan towards winning the World Cup. And now I think they're in the 50th or 60th year. That meticulous planning started off with bringing naturalized players to play for their national team, and then building their schools, their high schools, their universities, and then a superb league system. What you're seeing right now is a meticulous attempt to improve Japanese football. It's not immediate success, it took some time. And I think Asian teams need to emulate that. It's not all about the money, it's all about the planning. That is crucial. And looking at what Japan has done, long time ago, Japan actually came to Malaysia to learn about our league system. And now we can't even close the gap with them. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So it's a lesson actually for all of us. Yeah, proud, but also a slap on our faces lah. Seeing this team able to produce the goods with such good development, and we are still struggling.
I think the biggest slap is when you see countries that are a fraction the size of ours, or have a football association a fraction of the size of ours, in the World Cup. That I think is a...
But yeah, it's development lah. How Japan has developed their grassroots development. You can see all their players are based in Europe now. They can have 2 squads filled with players who are based in Europe. That says a lot about this Japanese national football team. So it's not a surprise to see their success at all, because they planned it well. There is no politics, it's just football. It's just the game, it's just the people. It's just focusing on the assets, which are the players and the coaches. And I think that has to be the crux for all these Asian teams who are watching them right now. If anybody says, you see, look at Asia, we're doing so well. No, it's Japan who's doing well. That is the reality. And that's what you have to learn.
Okay. Alright, so you mentioned the Malaysian League earlier. We actually had some players from our league playing at the World Cup this time, right? So we had Jervain Castanir for the Netherlands, Nur Al-Rawabdi for Jordan, Muhammad Abu Al-Nadi for his country. And how do you think they did? Like, was there anything that you learned watching them, like from the way they play here and the way they play there? Like, was there any difference? Or
for their respective clubs in Malaysia, they are the key players lah. But the one that has stood out for me was Nur Al-Rawabdi.
Plays for Selangor.
Plays for Selangor. And I think if you check his statistics, among all the players in the World Cup, he clocked the most kilometers.
He assisted their first
goal.
World Cup goal.
The first ever World Cup goal.
I think he has a 90% passing rate.
Correct. And the guy he assisted also used to play for Selangor, Ali Olwan. So I think Nur has been the standout. with his performances. It's not just his passing movement and everything, his leadership, his character, his work rate, his intensity. He has been a standout. Castaner has had 2 substitute appearances. I feel sad for him because in the qualifiers he was their top scorer, but yet he's not starting games. Dick Advocat wants to play Jogan Locadia up front. And then Abu Al-Nadi is more of a impact sub as a left back. So they have done well, and their contribution towards our league is they bring in quality. We learn from them, and that would be the takeaway from that lah.
I think it goes to show that we have teams with the quality that attract these kind of players.
Correct.
Is one thing to not take away from as well. And we have a pretty good league. We have players like this, and I can't wait for them to come back, honestly.
Oh no, only 2 of them I believe is coming back, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's only Noor, or even Noor is a bit shaky, but Javin is coming back. I mean, our league, we have the teams that are able to attract these players, but the league itself has to be better, in my opinion. You know, we only have 13 teams at the moment. Now they want to increase it to 16, but the quality of the league over the past 11 years or 12 years has not been that great in terms of competitiveness and so on. So that has to be worked out. I think Malaysian football, in essence, a lot needs to be done lah, and that one is another episode in itself.
So do you think like we will see more players from our shores at the World Cup, or?
I hope so. That's my only answer at the moment.
Yeah, I hope so. We can hope.
Yeah, I hope so as well.
Yeah.
I would love to see that.
Yeah.
Alright, so our last segment for today, and this one's a bit personal. We watch a lot of football. We've seen teams press, counter, dominate. So what have we learned technically, that we hope that our league and our Harimau Malaya can emulate, basically? Like,
my biggest takeaway sounds as cheesy as it is, but it is possible. You can make it to the World Cup. Like anyone, not to say anyone can, but quite literally anyone can. But it also goes to show you can do it if it's done the right way to some extent. Like do it properly with heart and like honesty. At least you can get results. But that's honestly my takeaway.
I think this World Cup, I've learned a lot in terms of how teams are managing themselves on the field and off the field as well. Off the field in the sense that how they have prepared before the tournament, like the accommodation, the fan engagement, being around there. I mean, America, when it comes to sports, it's a way of life. It's a way of life, culture. And the way they monetize it is good. The commercialization aspect of it is good. It's something that not just Malaysia, but a lot of us can learn actually. Even their grassroots, their collegiate system and everything, it looks good. And if you look at the games that they've watched, the fanfare, I mean, we've been talking about ticket prices skyrocketing and so on, but still fans are there watching it. And whoever that is in the States, Mexico or Canada watching these matches, they are having fun lah. Having fun because the quality of matches have been good. It's not just about thinking about tiki-taka and so on. Now we also enjoy the defensive aspect of matches. Like, for example, a smaller team is packing the bus. But they're not just packing the bus, they're making sure that it's also compact in the middle of the park and so on. And we're learning all that. Because at the end of the day, there will be a divide. You have the bigger nations who are able to play better football, and then you have the smaller nations who want to frustrate these teams and show that, hey, we are here for a reason. That kind of thing. So I think I'm learning more about the passion, the determination, and also football. I mean, I was afraid with the fact that now esports is taking prominence. Like a lot of kids are enjoying it. But one moment I was driving back home. So there's a small padang at my house. In the past, whenever it's World Cup or any kind of tournament, we'll always play football on the streets, field and so on. Nowadays, when I go to my housing area, I see kids in the house. They're cycling for like 5-10 minutes and going back home. But now they're playing football. It's because of the World Cup. And I hope this continues. I mean, you can see that football will remain a top game, the beautiful game, and everybody will still play it. So in that sense, hope is there. And as for our nation, I hope we don't just watch it for fun. Watch these games to learn. Whether it's the coaches or the players. I've spoken to some local players here to ask their take on how the games have been. And they're sharing lots of their thoughts. And hopefully in the weeks to come, we can invite some of these players to actually share their thoughts and so on. Yeah,
that'll be really cool.
Yeah.
So thanks, guys. That was episode 6 of the Stars Podcast. The World Cup rolls on with the knockout stages. Enjoy the late night and enjoy the football. And we'll be right here guiding you through it all. Thanks.
Thank you.